In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to create, design, and cut decal stickers step by step using a Silhouette Cameo and Oracal 651 vinyl. And we're going to get started right now. Welcome, and welcome back to another tutorial video. And I really do hope that you have been learning a lot and gaining a lot of value and knowledge from these tutorial videos. And if you have been, please make sure to just smash that like button down below, okay? Alright, so let's get into what we are going to be using today. I like to always give you this information, and I'm going to put all of that information right here on the screen, the side of the screen, so you can screenshot it, so you can take your notes in this tutorial video. But let's start off. I have the Cameo Pro, and you're going to see shortly why I'm going to be using the Cameo Pro. I have some transfer tape here. I have Oracal 651 vinyl. I'm going to be using 3 colors, as you can see: black, red, and white. I have my squeegee. I have 2 squeegees, a large one and a smaller one, and I have my weeding tool and a knife just in case I may need it. So if you haven't seen me unbox the Cameo Pro, make sure to click the link up top there and you'll be able to see how I actually unbox and utilize this Cameo Pro. But otherwise than that, guys, let's jump into my computer. Let's get started. And before we do jump into my computer, and if you're interested in purchasing a Cameo 4 or a Pro, I'll have all of the links down in the description for you. Alright, so we are currently in the Silhouette Studio program, and I just wanted to show you this is how our final decal project would look. Now, the first thing I would always recommend is to make sure to duplicate your project, just in case while editing or adding anything, something goes wrong. You always have a backup file, so you can duplicate that and put that to the side. As you can see here, this project is already too big for our mat, and it's going to get much larger. This particular design is going to be around 16 inches in width, and I'm going to zoom out my my program. It's going to be around 16 inches in width, and it's going to be around 21 inches in height. Okay, so there we go. Clearly we can see that this is too big for our mat, so we're going to be using the Cameo Pro to cut out this work. However, if you have a Cameo 4 or a Cameo Plus, this can still work. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get a larger cut file, which is too small for your Cameo 4 or a Cameo 4 Plus, how it can work for you. But as you can see, this is a 2-layer here that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to right click and ungroup. And the reason for ungrouping is because we want to make sure we cut the red by itself and the black by itself. So we can see our 4x4 still cannot fit within the mat size, which is 12 by 12. Now if we put it at a cross angle, you may be able to get it fit there, but the easiest bet to work with is we're going to resize. We're going to not use our mat. We're going to allow our media size here on the right hand side in our page setup panel to be custom, and as you can see, our height is to 24. What this does for you is you can turn your cut file or your image vertically, and you will be able to still cut your project. However, you will not use the mat. So this is just for the red. Now when it comes to the black, as we can see here, the width is still too small on our area for cutting. There are a lot of things that can happen here. If you have a Cameo Pro and you have the correct size for your vinyl, you can open up the width and you can cut your entire project. Or if you don't have a Cameo Pro, which gives you that extra length, or if you don't have a Cameo 4 Plus, which gives you around 15 inches, what you can do, if your project allows you to, you can release compound path, and in this case I'll be releasing compound path. And what I'm going to do is to basically ungroup each section of this design. So by ungrouping each section, I'm able to pull apart those bottom tire marks. I'm able to pull apart the background of the 4x4, and I'm able to keep this section of my tire marks at the top. What this does for me is I can then turn around and I can flip this or turn this vertically, and I can then place this in the middle of my mat, and I can cut all of my black pieces together. Now, in this case, what I would do is to increase my height. And remember, we are not using a mat. We are just feeding our vinyl inside of our Cameo Pro, Cameo 4 Plus, and our Cameo 4 itself. So any of the Cameos, once you have a Cameo and is not big enough or large enough to cut your files in width, you can always turn them vertically and you can cut out your pieces. So this is exactly how it's going to be cut out, how it's going to be placed out. So I will cut my black and I will cut my red, and then I will put them together with my transfer tape and different measurements. Let's go over to our send panel. And normally for these type of projects, when I'm using Oracal 651 vinyl, I tend to use a blade of 2. In my settings, I use vinyl or silhouette Oracal 651. My blade is the auto. I'm using the auto blade, and I normally take my blade up to 2. My force, I will take it to 11 or 12, and my speed, depending on the type of project. For this project, I can clearly see that this is going to be large, so I will normally take up my speed to about 7, 8, or even 10. Sometimes I may take it up even more. It depends on how intricate your project is or how loose it is. So smaller, finer details, you would want to slow up your speed. Details that are much larger, like as you can see, the off-road 4x4 background and these tire marks, you can speed it up. Okay, and then you click on send, and let's go over to our Cameo and see what's happening there. Alright, so we have our Cameo on, we have our Cameo ready, and the first section we're going to be cutting is the black. So I'm going to be using our roll feeder here. As you can see, have it set up. You can set up yours. I'm going to be feeding my vinyl through the Cameo, and there is a line with 2 arrows showing you exactly where you need your vinyl to be lined up with. Make sure you adjust your rollers to suit your liking, and I'm going to link everything down in the description for you. So I'm going to load my vinyl into the Cameo. And another tip and a trick for you, before you even start to cut your vinyl, always make sure to feed your vinyl all the way through to the back to make sure it stays in line and to make sure it doesn't shift around or move around. So I can clearly see right now, you can clearly see I have a lot of vinyl behind there, and it did not shift or move. This helps a lot. Now we're going to start to cut out our design, because we are comfortable, so we can cut out our design. So our first set is completed, and what we're going to do is, instead of using the scissors to cut off the vinyl, at the back of the Cameo there is a cutter, and I'm going to show you exactly that so you can see for yourself. So I'm going to reposition the camera, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can cut your vinyl at the back. So we're going to just feed the vinyl all the way through. And once we feed that vinyl all the way through, what we're gonna do is to pull down these two clips, lock it in place, and then what we're gonna do is to cut across, and our vinyl is going to cut. And there we have it. We have our first section cut out. Now it may be hard to see because it is all black, but we're going to get into weeding this out pretty shortly. We're going to cut all the pieces first, and then afterwards we are going to assemble them together. Alright, so now we are ready to start weeding out our vinyl. I have all of my tools here. I have my squeegees, my scissors, I have my little box knife, my weeding tool, some scotch tape. We're going to need this. I'm going to show you why. And I have, of course, the transfer tape. So I'm going to just move everything to the side. And then I'm going to start working slowly on these 3 decal stickers that we would have cut out with the cameo. And remember, these are pretty long, so we're going to be doing some serious weeding here. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly in a case where you have multiple layers and when you also have a lot of vinyl that you would have cut out, how you can actually put them together, group them together, and apply your transfer tape so you can apply them onto your vehicle, onto a car, onto a car door, whether it be a office door or whatever surface you so desire or your customer desire. And as you can see here, we have our decal stickers created. And just to note, when applying your decal stickers to vehicles, make sure you have your tools to hand. For example, take your weeding tool, your squeegee, your measuring tape, your scissors, some scotch tape or magnets if you have, and a box knife or one of your craft knives just in case. So you can see all of the decal stickers are prepared, they are ready, they have on the transfer tape over them, and these just need to be applied to a vehicle. So what I'm going to do right now is take you over to a vehicle where I am going to be installing these onto a 4x4 vehicle. So stay tuned with me right to the end of this video. So as we take a walk around the vehicle and look, you can see that we created decal stickers for the rims. So inside of the rims have decal stickers. Remember that off-road 4x4 decal sticker we would have created? Well, after reviewing, the customer decided they wanted the red to be pulled out, to be removed, and just to use the 4x4 and off-road in matte black. So we made those adjustments for the customer, and now we have this finishing result. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you got value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.